meet, and welcome to Witchy Wednesday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube is the lovely Suzanne, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, Suzanne, and thank you, Dre, and thank you to everybody for joining us today. We are in the thick of the Greater Key of Solomon, also known as the Key of Solomon, and we are going to continue forward. We are working on some pentacles. You can see I've been trying to do some pentacle coloring every day as I find the time. And today I wanted to work on actually constructing one of the talismans rather than just coloring them. So that's what we're going to do. If you have any questions, you can put them right in the chat thread, and I will get to them before the end of the stream. Just as a reminder, we have a Discord server and we have a private Facebook group, so you can also connect with us there. And you can find the links to those places right on my website, ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com. Just look right in the footer of any page, and you'll see all of our social media links, including the Discord and the Facebook group. Let's see, what else was I going to tell you? We have the theoretical side of this class happening every Thursday on Thrilling Thursday, and that's going to be happening for several weeks probably, because there's a lot of material in the Key of Solomon. And so you can if the Key of Solomon is something that's interesting to you, you can find all of those things on our live streams on Thursdays for the theoretical side, where we're going into the text, and then some of the more practical stuff we're working on Wednesdays, on Witchy Wednesdays. There will be extensive written material available for this, and I am working on it. I've just got so much going on in my personal life. Just for those of you who don't know, I've got my mom had to move out of her independent living, and she's in a nursing home right now. So we've got a lot going on with my mom, and I got to take care of her. She's my first priority, so that's taking a lot of time that I normally spend on Ariel's Corner, but things are looking more stable, so I think I should be getting back somewhat to normal, and so we can expect that I can finish these courses that I have not quite finished yet and make them available very soon. So thank you so much for your patience. If you would like to support our channel, you can do that by going to our shop, arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. That's a bunch of affiliate links. And so when you click through those affiliate links, and then you buy things on either Etsy or Amazon, depending on the links that you click, then we get a small commission on those sales. So that's an easy and fun way to support us, and we do appreciate your support. Another way to support us is by donating, and there's a PayPal portal at paypal.me/Ariel Gatoga, paypal.me/Ariel Gatoga if you feel like giving a donation. That's one way to do it. Or if you want to donate with a credit card or something like that, we have a a non-PayPal link on our website, ariels-corner.com, for donating in the footer. Or you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thread if you happen to be on YouTube. We do appreciate you for your support. All right, so let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, I don't know. Let's just get going. If there's something I forgot, I'm sure the moderators will fill in the gaps for me. Thank you so much, moderators, for all you do for us. Stars of the show here are the moderators, really. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So we're gonna make the first pentacle of Mercury. That's an easy-ish one if you want to start practicing constructing the talismans rather than only coloring them. It's not necessarily more powerful, though. I mean, you can get all the benefit you need just from coloring the talismans. That's one way to really personalize them. But there's nothing wrong with constructing them too, and I have always loved to construct them from scratch. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to probably use a little bit of narration here and there, but a lot of this may be not. So maybe I could put on some, I got a new playlist together, so hopefully it's not too annoying. Let's see what we got. See if we can find that music. Oops, there it is. Okay, get rid of this. All right, so I'll keep turning the music up and down if I have things to say. Let's start with it a little bit down. So the first thing we want to do whenever we're making a talisman, and it's just like with the star talismans, just basically we're making a star talisman. So it's a good idea to start with a square sheet of paper and then find the center. And since this isn't an even number, we can't use the ruler to measure where the center is, so we just place the ruler across the diagonal and very lightly draw a line with pencil. And then we do the same thing on this side. You can't see the line because I'm using such a light line, and that's the idea, because that way we don't have as much erasing to do. Speaking of erasing, I forgot my eraser. Let me go get it real quick. But you see what I did? I just drew a little X and then I placed a dot right where the X, the two lines crossed, intersected. Hold on just a moment. Now we're going to make a pentagram for this seal, and that's one of the figures that's not as easy to make without a protractor. So today we're going to use a protractor just for ease. But I have shown you before how to do it without a protractor a while back, and we'll do more of those. It's a type of sacred geometry, these things are. I think what I'm going to do is start out with my circle. Now, since we aren't using a pre-made talisman that we're coloring, we can incorporate measurement as part of our symbology. So let's do that. Let's see. Now, we know that the number for Mercury is what? It's, oh, am I on? Yes, okay. The number for Mercury is 8. And an 8-inch circle, that's way too big. So what do? We use a harmonic. So the harmonics going down of 8, the first harmonic is half of 8. That's 4. The second harmonic smaller than 4 is half of 4. That's 2. Half of 2 is 1. Half of 1 is a half. So each of those are harmonics if we dedicate them to the original number. So I think what I'm going to do is measure my compass. Well, I know I'm going to measure it to be a harmonic of 8, but I think what I'm going to measure it to be is 2, so that we get a 4-inch circle. So we'll just be using the first harmonic lower of 8. So if we measure our compass for 2 inches, that'll give us the diameter of 4. It's kind of big, but it's not too big. So we're just gonna, I'm just doing this in pencil to start with. Sometimes if you're feeling pretty sure of yourself, you can go right to the pen. You don't need the pencil, but let's not. Now the next circle bigger than that is just housing the sacred words. So we don't need to worry about a specific number for that. So it's just a wee bit bigger. So now, having said all that, let's go ahead, since we are on line, let's go ahead and just fill that in with the pen so that you can actually see it. Now, you know, the color opposite of yellow is probably what I'll use for my dark lines. And just so that we do everything so that you can see it, if I take this yellow and I go straight across, I've got these violets. So let's see if I can use maybe a dark purple here for this. See how we're adding everything together? We're adding the color magic and the and everything. The sacred geometry, the colored magic, the color magic, the numerology, all of it. You can get as specific as you want. And if you can't get super specific, that's fine. Just use what you have for your symbolism. Okay, so that's going to at least be able to be so that you can see it. Now we take and, well, the first thing you want to do is you want to find out what you want. So if you don't have this stuff memorized yet, you take 360, which is the total degrees of a circle, and you divide it by however many points. Now we know for this figure we need 5 points. So 360 divided by 5 is 72. So what we do is we take our protractor, we're going to start at the top. So I'm going to align the dot that I made with the center dot here. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball the top, and that's 0. Then I'm going to make a little mark at 72. Right? Oh, I don't need that. Okay, and then another 72. So that's 144. And then I'm just going to reorient my protractor so that the dot is right where that circle is, and then line that up with the last mark I made with 0. And then I'm going to make another 72 mark. And then another at 144. Provided I've made my dots properly, I will have the dots for a 5-pointed star. So that's 72 inches apart from one another is what we've done. Well, I don't want my points of my pentagram to be that big. I want them to go inside this inner circle. So I take my ruler and I line each dot up with that center dot, and I just carry that ray down so that it's right at the edge of my circle here like this. And you don't need to, if you don't want to do Solomon seals, you can still use this technique anytime you want to make a figure, such as a pentagram. You can use this for any kind of talisman, any kind of time that you need sacred geometry of some sort. Now, the sacred geometry police say that you're not allowed to use a protractor. That's illegal, and that's hogwash. You use a protractor if you want to. It's a great way to get everything very, very, very specific. But the old-fashioned way of doing geometry is to use nothing but a straight edge and a compass. And it is a lot more fun to do it without the protractor, but it can get a little complicated. So I'm not doing that today because that's really not what we're about today. We're about just making this figure. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this in purple as well. Normally I would do it in pencil first just to make sure, not normally, but frequently we would do it in pencil first just to make sure everything is the way we want it. But you're not going to be able to see that. So let's just go ahead and make this star this way. We'll just go ahead and do continuous lines. Now, if you don't use inches in your country, it's okay. You can use the harmonic for any unit of measurement. Any unit of measurement. So 8 of whatever. Centimeters, meters, feet, yards, cubits, whatever you want. Okay, there's our purple star which is the complementary color to yellow, which is the color of Mercury. I'm going to prove something to you before we go on. Everybody goes on and on about it. Your colors are wrong. I get that all the time. Your colors are wrong. You should use yellow for the sun and orange for Mercury. Well, I'm going to show you. This is yellow. And here's any other color. Here's any other color. Let's see, any other color. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Some more yellow here. Any other color. Look at how well yellow plays with any other color. Here's orange. I don't need this over here. Here's orange. Here's any other color. Oops. Here's any other color. Orange. You see how yellow can kind of disappear into any of these other colors, but orange is always orange. It's always like, it won't blend away. Look at the, this is my deepest yellow. Look at how that deep dark yellow versus this medium, not even dark orange compare. Which one is more vibrantly fiery, is independent all by itself? Oh, look what I did. I dripped. That's okay. We'll deal. Vibrant, almost a bully is this orange. This yellow kind of blends with everything. Even the deepest, darkest of yellows, you can't get it so that it has a deep color. It's always ready to blend away with whatever else it's working with. It's very mercurial by nature, in my opinion. So, defense for our tradition here. All right, let's get this show on the road, Ariel. Okay, so we're going to take our purple pen, and I'm just going to write in the figures. Now, the Mercury figures, let me make sure I've got my notes here so I don't tell you the wrong thing, because sometimes my brain doesn't work as well as I think it's gonna. So for Mercury we have what did I do? Wait a second, sorry. Hello, Ariel. Get your shit together. Where is my pinnacle? Oh, here it is. So for the first key of Mercury, the first pentacle of Mercury, the Mercury pentacles for the most part are fairly straightforward, which is why they're kind of easier to make, construct from scratch. But there's only two names in this first pentacle of Mercury. One is the spirit Agiel, and the other one is the spirit's name of Yekahel. And both of those are under the guidance and direction of Raphael in our system. So this is a pentacle of Raphael, even though we are putting other spirits' names in here. Okay, so let's get going on this. I'll turn this music up a little bit, and I'm just going to draw. I kind of screwed that one up, didn't I? It's okay, we'll fix it later. Oh, this is smearing the purple. If anything's going to smear your permanent ink, it's going to be yellow. And I kind of like it, so we're just going to go with it. It's another thing. Yellow ink smears more than orange ink, so that tells us that yellow likes to work alongside other colors, likes to blend with other colors. It's mercurial. Oh, I'm loving the smear. Most people would be, oh no, it's smearing. I'm like, yay, it's smearing. Look at that. Love it. Let's see if I can smear these guys. If you look at the original manuscript of MacGregor Mathers, his pentacles are so messy. Everybody's so worried about having perfect pentacles. It's like, no. Look at the originals of some of these old manuscripts, and they're like doctor's handwriting. So what we can do, see, here's our yellow. Let's borrow a little bit maybe from either side of this and only have one complementary this way. So we're going to go with analogous colors here. Let's take some of that orange that we were talking about. Just do one at a time here. It's really just about getting color on paper. Don't worry so much about everything being all perfect. Just let the magic flow. Let the spirit of Mercury work through you, that Raphael work through you while you're doing this stuff, rather than feeling like you're afraid of it. Just go for it. Remember that eventually you're going to rip this stuff up. And I always say the goddess puts it on her refrigerator no matter what it ends up looking like anyway, so. Let that dry, come back to it. If you're working with alcohol markers, sometimes just let it dry and then come back and kind of play with it later. I guess I could have put some paper under here. Sometimes forget. All right. I like it. If I put orange on top of the screen, you think it would do this? No, it would not. Trying not to mix this dark yellow with the purple too much, because then we're just going to make a bunch of mud. But I just want a little bit more of this darker yellow around here. And not necessarily blended. Working with colors directly opposite on the color wheel, remember that when they come together, they make a neutral color that's kind of muddy, which is wonderful for certain things, but not if you want to keep your colors. A little random. We can go really gently across some of these figures now that they're dry, and it won't smear them as much. It won't mix the colors together quite as much, depending on what you're going for. I like this sort of mercurial sort of mush. There we go. Right. We could have taken our violet around that outer circle too. I don't know why I didn't. We still could. Nice and sort of pagan looking is the way I like all my talismans, sort of rustic, but some people prefer them to look scientific. That's fine too. It's whatever your aesthetic is. Michael. Let's see if you have any questions. No, you can use a candle on this to charge it if you want to. A lot of people like to. The text that we're going to go over, over the next several weeks in Thursday's class gives you some very complicated ways to charge your talismans, but really all you have to do is make it. This is all you need. Now, if you have a specific intention and you don't think that the angels understand you, you can either on the back of this write a petition, or you can write a separate petition and put it on the top of it. And you can use one of the magical scripts as taught in the basic angel magic course, or you can just use plain English. All right, let's see if we've got any questions. You see how it's just fun. You just have fun. That's all you do. You just put colors on the figure and you have a good time, and that's magic. Let's see. Can I use Grabovoi codes with this? I have no idea what that is. I'm so sorry. That's beyond my understanding. What is that color wheel that I have? Oh, I don't know. It's just something I got off of the internet. I think it's from Amazon. This one is called Rainbow Color Selector, but any color wheel will do. I make my own color wheels too. When do we create the talisman's pentacles? Do we use planetary days and hours, electional times? How do you do it? Well, if you are working with us on Thursdays, we are going through all of that. If you've taken my basic angel magic course, you will know all of the days and times and hours that we use. Today happens to be Wednesday, so we're working on Wednesday for this, but Wednesday is also somewhat of a catch-all day, so you can use Wednesday to do other planetary magic. But all the planetary hours and days and things like that are covered in both the course that we're working with the Key of Solomon, and if you read that book, you can use that particular method. All of the methods in the Key of Solomon are extremely complex, and most of us modify things and streamline things and use it according to our common methods. And the common methods for planetary days and hours are outlined in my basic angel magic course. That is, by the way, free of charge, and you can find it by going to arielgatoga.com/BAM, B like boy, A like apple, M like Mary, arielgatoga.com/BAM. BAM. Those are great questions. I think that's it for our questions, and I hope this was fun for you. See how easy that was? You don't have to worry about a thing. I probably could have stayed with a little bit more of that green there for the complement, but I ended up just going more with the yellow so that we could highlight the orange and the purple. But you do you, boo. All is well. You're doing great, I'm sure. All right, and then for this particular talisman, all of the talismans in my the way I work them, along with angel magic, fall under the auspices of their ruling angel, in this case, Raphael. And so you can use pretty much any of the Mercury talismans to work with Raphael. This one is considered to be invoking the spirits who are under the firmament, and it's used for personal magnetism very frequently. But we're not evoking or invoking those spirits directly. We are invoking them under Raphael when we work with this. So I dedicate all of my pentacles to the planetary angel. So all Mercury pentacles I dedicate to Raphael, no matter what is stated in the pentacle. Those are considered, if there are other angels or spirits in the pentacle, I consider those to be working under Raphael. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll go through more of that on Thursdays. All right, well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely Suzanne and the lovely Dre, and we will see you all tomorrow, I hope, when we do Thrilling Thursday and we go through the theoretical aspects of the Key of Solomon a little bit more. And that's going to be, like I said, it's going to take several weeks still because we just started last week. Thank you so much for everything. Until next time, blessed be.